Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today we're looking at a fascinating hidden battleground that you probably walk right over every single day without even realizing it. We usually think of our home's plumbing as this closed, safe system, right? Just safely tucked away behind drywall and under the floorboards. But what if I told you that the ground beneath your feet is actively waging war on the pipes inside your walls? We are diving deep into the unique environmental challenges of Prospect, Kentucky, and we're using some really cool data and insights straight from the local experts at Victory Plumbing. Here's a quick roadmap for today's explainer. 1. The Prospect plumbing environment. 2. Common household casualties. 3. Professional fixes and codes. 4. The cost of plumbing. And finally, 5. Insider plumbing rules. Let's jump right into Section 1, the Prospect plumbing environment, or basically how local geology destroys your plumbing.
Now, you might be wondering, how exactly does geology destroy plumbing? It sounds kind of like a sci-fi movie plot, doesn't it? But honestly, the environment outside is actually the ultimate hidden antagonist for the water systems inside your house. Because your home isn't just floating in a void. It's anchored in a very specific and often very challenging geological reality.
In Prospect, we're looking at a unique triple threat. First up, we've got karst limestone bedrock. This creates incredibly hard water that's just loaded with calcium and magnesium. It's essentially liquid rock that scales your pipes and completely coats your fixtures. Second, high water tables. This is especially true around Harrods Creek and Wolfpen Branch. Heavy storms literally push groundwater right up against foundations and drive sediment straight into well systems. And third, those brutal November through March freeze-thaw cycles. These wild temperature swings cause some extreme expansion and contraction, which severely stresses metal lines in crawl spaces and outdoor hose bibs. Moving on to Section 2, common household casualties. The hidden victims inside your walls. When the environment goes on the attack, the materials inside your house make all the difference. For instance, in older Prospect neighborhoods like Hunting Creek, you're going to find a lot of pre-1980 galvanized steel pipes. Thanks to that hard, mineral-heavy water we just talked about, these pipes literally rust and corrode from the inside out. And that leaves you with low water pressure and gross, brown water. On the flip side, modern PEX piping, which is cross-linked polyethylene, is super flexible. So when those winter freeze-thaw cycles hit, PEX actually expands and survives those freezing temperatures that would absolutely split a rigid copper or steel pipe wide open. This geological war results in some very direct household casualties. Faced with all that hard water sediment, the lower heating elements in a water heater just get totally buried. They overheat, and that drops a normal 15-year lifespan down to just 8 to 12 years. That's a massive drop. Then you have sump pumps. They are constantly fighting high water tables in spring rains until their motors literally just burn out from running nonstop. In those older clay sewer pipes battling invasive tree roots, that results in devastating basement sewage backups. The environment out there is just relentless. Okay, Section 3, professional fixes and codes. This is how technology and regulations are fighting back. When disaster strikes, professionals like Victory Plumbing have a really specific process to neutralize the threat. Step 1 is a precise diagnosis paired with an upfront price quote, so, no nasty surprises. Step 2 is professional same-day repair. Because they know the Prospect area so well, their trucks are fully stocked with the exact parts needed for local homes, whether that's a Victorian-era property or a brand-new build. And Step 3 is rigorous testing and cleanup to make absolutely sure the system can withstand those harsh local elements. But look, it's not just about turning wrenches out there. It's about high-tech solutions and some pretty strict codes. Plumbers today use thermal imaging and electronic leak detection. This lets them find water hiding behind drywall or under concrete without totally destroying your house in the process. Plus, the Louisville Metropolitan Sewer District has some very strict rules. For example, it is completely illegal to connect your sump pump to the sanitary sewer line. Why? Because during massive spring rains, all that clear groundwater would absolutely overwhelm the public treatment plants. Oh, and if you have an irrigation system, mandatory backflow prevention devices like reduced pressure zones are required. That ensures contaminated lawn water never gets sucked back into the city's clean drinking supply. On to Section 4, the cost of plumbing. Let's break down the bill. $75 to $150. That is the standard hourly rate for local Prospect plumbers. Honestly, it's the number most people want to know right out of the gate. But what does that money actually cover? Let's look at the hidden economics of that bill. First off, there is usually a trip fee of about $50 to $125. That covers what they call the truck roll, so the fuel, the vehicle itself, and the initial expert diagnostic assessment. Then, timing matters. If your basement is flooding at 2 a.m. on a Sunday, emergency timing is obviously going to push those rates higher. And finally, trade specialization plays a huge role. While residential plumbers charge those standard rates we just mentioned, highly specialized commercial pipe fitters and steam fitters, the folks installing high-pressure systems in factories, they can earn upwards of $90,000 a year. You aren't just paying for a person's time, you are paying for a massive amount of technical expertise and code knowledge that literally prevents your house from washing away.
Finally, Section 5. Insider Plumbing Rules, the hidden geometry of water flow. Okay, here is a quick puzzle for you. Can a drain pipe have a 90-degree elbow? It seems super logical, right? Houses are built with 90-degree corners, so the pipes should be too. But the physics of water turbulence tells a very, very different story.
Enter a brilliant trade secret known as the 135 rule. While building codes might technically allow a 90-degree elbow in certain spots, experienced plumbers avoid them like the plague in horizontal waistlines. A sharp 90-degree turn creates massive turbulence that slows down the water's velocity, and it causes debris to almost instantly accumulate and clog up the system. Instead, the pros use two 45-degree fittings to create a gentler, sweeping turn. This reduces turbulence, maintains water speed, and keeps your drains flowing clear.
And here is another amazing piece of plumbing math, the 1.414 rule. Imagine a plumber needs to run a pipe perfectly around a floor joist using a 45-degree diagonal offset. How on earth do they know exactly where to cut the pipe so it fits perfectly and maintains the correct downward slope? Well, they take the horizontal distance of the obstacle and multiply it by 1.414. It is literally pure trigonometry in action right inside your ceiling. This ensures zero wasted material and perfect fluid dynamics.
Which brings us all the way back to our big question. Is your local geography secretly waging war on the pipes inside your walls? From the karst limestone destroying water heaters, to the exact trigonometric geometry required to route water safely away from your foundation, the plumbing in your home is a marvel of engineering actively fighting against nature. The next time you turn on your faucet and clean water flows out perfectly, you'll know exactly the kind of geological battle and expert geometry it took to make that happen. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning how the world around you actually works.